Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Know Scripted TV's coverage of the sex lives of the college girls. Yes, somehow we've made it to season 3. I am your host, Sasha Joseph, joined with our host, our co-host, like I said, the Leighton of this podcast, of this community, but I don't know anymore with the math stuff, but you know, the coolness factor, is the Leighton of this podcast. Chappell is here. Welcome. We've made it to season 3.
Yeah, we have, and we're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2 of season 3.
I did not say that.
But the issue that I have with that is like, I don't know if I need to be the Leighton of the podcast because it doesn't look like Leighton's going to be around for much of the season.
Coolness factor. I promise.
Yeah, I was like, can I be the Gavin? The Nico, the Nico of the podcast.
Nico gets kicked off, so we're
can't be him either. Listen, we'll find a spot for me right now.
Maybe you're Isaiah of the podcast.
No, I don't know something. I'm not getting good vibes from him yet. I can be the Kanan of the podcast for now.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, you know what? Yes, actually.
Yeah, we like
you're Kanan and I'm Alila.
You don't want to be Bella. You don't want
to. I'm Leela.
Sasha, this is going to be so much fun. We have 2 episodes to talk about.
Yes.
And we're going to cover, I guess, all of these in pairs because
we're going to do them in pairs. Listen, we said that to y'all because I think that makes sense because after watching 1 episode, I was like, we could talk about it, but I think 2 really is it feels like juicy enough to where we can get a little messy. We can dig deep into what Mindy is giving us.
Yeah, and it's the holidays. What are we doing? Correct. Why are we dropping a show that starts like basically Thanksgiving week?
That's what I'm stressed about.
Christmas. What are we doing? So, we're gonna handle these in pairs. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, I'm
excited.
If
y'all enjoy it, maybe you should also be telling us in the comments because we got a lot of love. Because if you didn't check out our full spoiler season 1 and season 2 coverage of the show, then check it out right here on the same YouTube channel, We Know Scripted TV. And if you're listening to us, go watch us. Same. Yeah. All right, you want to see our pretty faces. I'm just kidding. But either way, we got a lot of love on it. And I just want to say, let us know in the comments who was your favorite. All right.
Yeah.
And we have a big reveal at the end. So let's get to it because we have so many speculations we need to talk about. So how did you like these 2 episodes first?
I enjoyed it. I feel like we're back. You know, I remember like you told me so much about the show back then. You kept saying you need to watch it. And as people know, I binged it in like a day. Like I really just tore through it. The episodes are so easy to watch. 30 minutes is crazy. It's like, oh yeah, let's knock these out. And I did. And so when I came into episode 1, I was like, okay, is this still going to have the same feel that we have for episode 1, episode 2, whatever, season 1? And I really feel like it did. It wasn't like, I feel like in season 1 is like, it slaps you in the face with the kind of the raunchiness of the show because it needs you to know the universe that we're in, right? We're in college and these girls are sexually active, sex positive as well. And they're going to be talking about a lot of these subjects. And so we had to jump right out the gate with people talking about how hard they were getting in episode 1. This time around, I think we've already established that. And so we really got to get back into the relationships and the characters that we've been asking questions of, the ones that we've been trying to get like updates about. So I liked it. I don't have any complaints. What about you? How did you enjoy it?
I really loved the start, I must say, because the way that it feels so punchy. And this is why I've watched a show. It feels like our girls have settled in. You know what I mean? Where they're still going to be fumbling. They're still being crazy and messy. But it doesn't feel like they're also finding themselves in a way that freshmen them were. They're more like, hey, this is who I am. Now I'm going to like figure out what that means for me and my future. Instead of like where Bella would just stays pissing me off. This season already, I love her. I love Bella. Relatable. I think she's doing good. I'm proud of my baby.
Yes, but also, all right, this first 2 episodes was kind of cute. Season 1, we wasn't doing cute stuff, okay? Episode 1, we knew we had an affair with a married man basically happening, a coach affair. We had Bella out here having sex and giving out hand jobs to people random. Like that's the kind of stuff. I mean, Leighton was out here sleeping with suburban housewives. We had a lot going on in the first couple episodes of season 1 and season 2. It's starting off a little cute here in season 3. I'm waiting on the drama because
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
fair.
because right now it's a little cookie cutter. You know, it's like, okay, Kimberly's mad at Whitney, but they figured it out. This person's mad at this person, but we're gonna figure it out. Nah, it's time to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I think that because of the whiplash that was the end of season 2, I needed to, like, hold on, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
decompress a little bit,
Yeah.
breathe.
Like, they
Yeah.
needed to almost wrap up everything from season 2 and
Mhm.
1 low key to now, I think, getting us into the new drama, which is where I think episode 2 left us. Was, like,
Yes.
it literally opening the door onto new mess.
Right, because we compared the show to Never Have I Ever in the past, like, you definitely were like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like I think, like, Never Have I Ever, Davy went to college and lost her damn mind,
Mhm.
you know, and it's kinda like, okay, I can see that a little bit, but the thing with Never Have I Ever is that that show, even though it was like a young adult show, like, almost like it's almost a teen show, but a very adult thing,
Mhm.
um, they kept the drama going, you know, there
Okay.
was you could not breathe in Never Have I Ever. It felt like it was so cotton candy, and then
Yeah.
boom, eating disorder. You're like, "What?" You know, so I wanna know kind of where we're gonna go next with this because I
Mhm.
think we got a lot of big drama out of the way in season 1 and 2, but we're in sophomore year now. We're adults, you know, we came in, we were green, wet behind the ears as freshmen. Now we're established. I wanna see them turn it up a notch, after this, but these first 2, I think it's like setting the stage for some big
Yeah.
stuff to come later on.
And this is HBO, baby, so we know they can push it. So what's
Yeah.
happening, okay? Leela's the only one giving us anything.
It's basically just, men in underwear is what Leela is giving us.
Thank you, Leela, for that,
She's
okay?
a real one. They real. When they created Leela, the character, they really I think they knew that they had a banger. Like, I
Yeah.
knew that, like, "Yeah, we ate that one." Yes. Yeah. Let
Mhm.
Leela cook.
Yeah, again, it's just I love Leela, and I think the way that they portray Leela, chef's kiss, okay, just perfect. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's start at the start because we have Bella, who I will say I don't feel like has currently a lot for us to discuss. That's why I wanted to start with her. But yes, Bella is back. Bella is speaking allegedly to the statue of John Essex, right? And she's like, I'm gonna stay. You know, you've like really done so much for me, but I have to go. I've really screwed myself, screwed my way through everything, and just, accounting or atoning for her sins, per se. Right. And she's laying it all out. We're getting pissed off again because Bella is just messing up so much for no reason. And then the guidance counselor or whatever version, freshman counselor probably that we saw from season 2, last episode, shows up and says, "Girl, you can't leave. Your GPA is too low."
Right. Which is why didn't we clock that at first? You know, we really ended last season like,
Yeah.
Bella's leaving, she's transferring, but let's be real. That girl didn't do no work. She was failing out of everything. You gotta have a decent grade to transfer to a decent school. Now, she could transfer to community college, or she could transfer
Sure.
back home, you know,
To
and
her
sit and work.
bed. Yeah.
Right, and maybe do like an online class to get that GPA up during the summer. But to just think she's just been a dry ass jump over to the next Ivy League adjacent school, no, ma'am. You rich, but you ain't that rich.
You can't your parents are not donating gyms like
Exactly.
Layton. Yeah. So
Layton can
unfortunately
go
it's
wherever
not
she wants to
happening.
go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I need Bella to get up. Okay. Straighten up, Bella. Like it's too much now. Okay, I'm all for like showing, different representation for Indians, right? Like, ooh, they're doing different things. Like they're not like an engineering doctor, lawyer, whatever. Beautiful, amazing. Wow. No. But like something you're making me want to go full auntie and I hate that for me.
That's the crazy part is that the more unorthodox Bella's character is, the more it's pushing you into like an auntie trope. You're
Yes.
like, and I need to shut her down. You know, like I need
And
to get
I
her in
like it's
line.
my job
It's my
solely.
responsibility to tell her what she's doing wrong. I love it.
God, yeah, as we know, Bella scored even lower GPA than the girl that was in a coma.
Which is
So
hard to do. She actively was doing poorly in school, you know, and Kimberly has better grades than Bella, and we know Kimberly just skipped half a semester just having sex.
he's a sex addict, and well, but so is Bella. But I don't know who's more. Maybe Kimberly, at least maybe Kimberly hides it better, but Bella is really pissing me off. Okay, and she has 1.8. or 1 point great, however you want to say it. And listen, I had a low GPA my freshman year, I will say, because again, when you're smart in high school, you don't realize you gotta try.
Step it up. Yeah.
Yeah. But even then it wasn't that low. Like having a 1 in front of it is nuts.
Yeah, because they should have put your ass out. Not you, but her. She should have got put out.
I mean, I did lose a scholarship, but to this day, my mom will never let me forget.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens, Bella. But listen, no, okay, just you need to wake up, and you're pissing me off. All right. So she's decided that she's now going to be the new faff because they've written off our Swedish friend.
Well, yeah, he shows up and he has like pneumonia mixed with the flu, and it's just, sir, why are you here? That's an email you send. You do not show up to school to tell everybody I'm not coming back because I'm sick and then cough all over the place. You gotta go. I was like, the moment he said he was sick, I was like, you're on the clock. You got 30 minutes. Get out of here. You have 30 minutes.
Coughing on everyone in the dining hall.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
Don't piss me off.
But Bella applying for this job is weird because it's like, okay, Bella needs something to kind of ground her in the school, right? Like to where she's like becoming a part of the ecosystem and also feeling like she's a part of school so that she can start to, do better as a person. But this is a job for a responsible person. And Bella's kind of looking at it as a job to like, oh no, I can teach people about my mistakes that led me here. Yeah, that's cool or whatever. But you still have to have a baseline of responsibility to be able to teach and lead other people. And I think that throughout this season, she's going to be struggling with that balance of doing this the right way or doing this the Bella way.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be her thing, where I just feel like they might like water down her character a lot to give her this growth. And that's going to really hurt me personally because we like the mess. At the end of the day, she's still so silly that she was a lot to her pie of the show, right? Like her piece of the pie was chaos and tornado, and it felt very subdued for me. And I was like, you cut your hair and what happened? Like I'm confused, Bella. But either
way, what do you
think
about the haircut?
I like it. I think she looks really nice.
I like it too. I was thinking, I was sitting with it for a while, like, no, it's just growing up. And I mean, we all do different things with our appearances in college because you got to figure out what works. I don't know if this is where I want her to end, but I like it. I thought it was edgy. I was like, okay, she's like trying to come back and reinvent herself a little bit, as opposed to like, you're going to shed that old, that the baggage that you had in season 1 and 2. And pick up a new life. I think this is what you gotta do. Anytime a woman cuts her hair, I'm automatically like, so what happened? Like, how did we end up here? You want to talk about
unfortunately, it? Unfortunately, it's true. Listen, our hair holds a lot of memory. Okay, it's fine. Just chop it off, and allegedly the memories go away. Yeah. It's just girl math, okay? And with that, in the most Nepo baby fashion, Bella is now the freshman faff. And she's still Bella in that she announces herself like she's a WWE wrestler.
I loved it.
So funny.
Yeah.
And again, this is why you're like, Bella should be on SNL somehow, some way. Help my girl out. And Catalan, come on. And she shows up, and this girl, Taylor, who's British, has already from Mayfair, is doing the most. And I'm about to fight her because why is she acting like you and I, younger millennials, are in the room with her?
Right. She is out here like basically she's here heckling Bella throughout.
Yes.
And I think we're very protective of Bella, right? She's one of our main characters. So we're looking for Bella to do the best that she can do. We're like, okay, she's coming in. She doesn't really know where she needs to get her grounding, and she's trying her best. She's really putting the effort in here to connect with these freshmen. But this British girl, Taylor, is just like, she's not enthused. She wants to call Bella old and shut it down and basically call her a bum. It was really bad. Like I didn't like any of this from Taylor. And so I was thinking, okay, Taylor is going to be somebody very annoying that we either get rid of very quickly or somebody who might have to slip into this 4th spot, allegedly, that Layden might be leaving us with. And honestly, I think Taylor might be around to stay for a lot longer this season. Sasha, I don't think she's going anywhere. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. Like Taylor, it pissed me off from minute one. Because here's the thing, okay, and I really cannot handle people like that. Because if you're sitting here and acting so holier than thou, you're hiding something. You have to. No person that is secure in themselves is this outwardly embarrassing. Because Leighton and what was he? Oh my god, what's the girl Leighton dated? Whatever her name was.
Mhm.
Right, like, when she dated the twin, not Alicia.
Oh, Tatum.
Tatum, thank you. But with Leighton and Tatum, right, they do cool girl in that, like, they're like, "We know we're cool, we just don't wanna deal with you."
Yeah.
But Taylor is, like, trying so hard, and she was pissing me off. And, of course, Taylor is at least lesbian, maybe bi, we don't know, but at least lesbian, and she's causing Bella so much trouble. She's sexiling her roommate for hours, she's drinking, she's doing all of this, and Bella had to, like, cut it off, right, to be like, "Hey, like, you can't do this. You can't sexile your roommate for this long, blah, blah, blah. It's just you're doing too much, you're having open flames everywhere," all this. And then, Chappelle, Taylor's snitch ass
She told.
goes to the college to tell on her. Goes to what, the housing, maybe the dean, I don't know.
Yeah. Sasha, she felt unsafe. You don't
And
understand that she needs a safe space to be able to practice her Wiccan rituals on during the solstice and the blood moon. You didn't believe any of this?
and you have to be sex positive?
Yeah, so that means she can have sex whenever she wants to, including loud during the middle of a room check when her roommate is like locked out the room for hours. Honestly, I didn't like the way the school handled this. Like, yeah, you don't want to police anybody's body, but at the same time, there's a time and place for everything, especially when you have to
Yes.
share space with other people. If this is your own house, do what you want. But we all live here.
A million percent. And not only that, it's just the tears were so triggering.
Mhm.
And the fact that Bella, who's, like, actually trying, right? This is what pissed me off. I was like, "You don't see her trying. She's actually trying to be a good person for once." And the fact that it's just all being weaponized against Bella did not sit right with me. Because now Bella has to do more sensitivity training.
Yeah, yeah, and this isn't great. You know, she's got to do sensitivity training. Which, to be fair, Bella probably needs a little bit more sensitivity training. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. Like she could use a lot. She could use a lot, but
Yes.
this is just making life harder for our girl. You know, because she is
Mhm.
trying. She feels like, okay, this is just them attacking a woman in power. Like Bella is Hillary Clinton or something like that, and now she's thinking about making a podcast to talk about her mistakes, and she's starting to question if the faf
Mhm.
life is even for her. Because, you know, let's say Taylor is a Wiccan, then you did maybe potentially violate, you know, some of her rituals, you know, that she needs. If it's a religious thing, then you want to be sensitive to that kind of stuff. Also, it's still a safety issue, right? And so Bella should be
Yes.
handling these things by whatever protocol they have. You shouldn't be getting in trouble for confiscating the candle. I'm sure there's something in the book about potentially like religious items and stuff like
There
that. So
I will tell you that personally, at least at the University of Oklahoma, there definitely was, because as a Jewish person, me, that celebrates Shabbat and has to light candles,
mhm.
I couldn't, so I had to get electric candles.
See, and that's the thing. Like, it's like, okay, if that's a thing, then Bella, if she read the booklet, you know, the conduct, she would be able to
Mhm.
say, no, even because of like, despite you being a Wiccan, in our code of conduct, it says you need to do electric candles. But if the code of conduct doesn't say that, then Bella would know, hey, I can't just come in there and snatch this woman's candle without talking to her about her religious beliefs first. So Bella still got some learning to do. It's just Taylor's
Fair,
making life
fair.
really hard for her because she's like, I just needed you to know who not to mess with. I was like, girl, you are not that important. You are just not that important. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's just I feel like Bella has overcorrected in that, like, that babby energy. Where did it
Mhm.
go, Bella? Because I don't know that Bella's letting a girl talk to her like this. Maybe a nerdy white boy, but not a girl.
Well, the system is smacking her around. You know, it's like Taylor
Fair,
herself
fair.
probably couldn't get away with this, but Bella doesn't want to lose her job. She's got a 1.8 GPA. She's trying her best to like play, you know, and color within the lines.
Yeah.
But when Taylor comes to her at that party, I was gonna say at the Q party, at the Omega party, um, when she comes to her
But I
at the
think that too.
party, and listen, I was looking, there was not a Q in sight. So when she comes to her and she tells her, like, I just wanted you to know who you thought you were dealing with. Do yourself a favor and leave me alone. I was like, Bro, Bella doesn't want to talk to you. Like, that's the thing. It's not
You're
like she's looking to be her
irrelevant.
friend. Yes, you're part of
Yes.
her job. That's all. She doesn't care to save your life and to be your friend, you know? So Bella telling her that, the look on Taylor's face, it really is exactly how she handled it. Because you took somebody who thought that they were in like some beef with you, that
Yes.
they had your attention, and you told them, no, you actually don't matter to me, and I don't care what happens to you, and I'm gonna leave you alone. And I think that's the best thing you could have done to somebody like Taylor. Even though cursing her out would have probably felt better, this definitely took the power away from her, because she likes having somebody that she could go back and forth with, you know? So yeah, I wasn't a fan of Taylor in these first 2 episodes. I'm like, guys, she can go.
Yeah, and it's wild because technically you're correct. That is how you deal with someone. But someone that is so frustrating. They go high, I go lower than low. You know what I mean?
Take it to hell.
Yeah. It's just, baby, I was born there at this point. That's what I'll show you. Because you're not talking, I would have been like, I'm paid to be nice to you. Unlike your roommates who obviously hate you.
Right.
So it's just, there's no way. There's no way. But either way, comeuppance comes very quickly for Taylor, unfortunately, because Taylor does end up going to the hospital for alcohol poisoning, which been there. Not me, but
I've never been to the hospital for it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely laid upon the porcelain shrine and had a moment, you know.
Some 7-Elevens in Norman have been, their bushes has been graced with things. It happened. But the point is, I've definitely taken someone to the hospital for it, and it's terrible. So Taylor, of course, shares that she needs help and that she is battling with alcoholism. And so she was sober for a year, but she slipped. And I feel bad for you, Taylor, but maybe we try to be a little better person so we can have support around us.
It's like, yeah, you got a disease, girl. Alcoholism is real, but also don't be a jerk. You know, like 2 things can be true at once. You can be nice and deal with your addiction and get some support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Therapy. Let's get into it, baby girl. Because also I don't know that it should be a sophomore's job or anyone that is not a licensed therapist to help someone become sober.
Well, you know the classic phrase, women would do anything except to keep from going to therapy, you know, tell us old as time.
So, I think you added a woo to that.
Women will do anything to keep them going to therapy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, one thing I've told you before about this show that I really enjoyed is that there's not a lot of like girl on girl crime, as I call it. Is that like there's like surface level bullshit, but then when it gets serious, the show really knows how to be like, all right, all that other stuff aside, let's really like unpack what's happening here. And so Bella does not take this moment. She told Taylor, like, I don't care what happens to you. If your house burns down, don't call me. But when she gets the call, Bella shows up and handles her responsibilities. She shows up to the hospital and she's sitting in the waiting room waiting for her as she's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Any other show could have been like, and I just left her for dead. I don't care, you know. But I think this show does a really good job of saying like, no, when the bigger issues come up, they know how to put those problems aside. And Sasha, get this. Mindy Kaling has probably been listening to your prayers because who was this nice Indian man who shows up?
Oh, I heard his name, and it's in all caps in my notes.
Yeah, Arvin? Is how you say it?
Arvin is here. Yeah. Because he seems to be another faff. And I must say, I'm so sorry that I thought he was a white man. So I said, oh, here we go again. And then I heard his name. And I said, oh my God. I was like, an Indian boy. Because it has to be. We can't just get a name for no reason.
Oh yeah, this is Nabil Muskatwala.
That's Mumbai. Okay, yes, because I heard this name. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I looked him up. Not only he's from Mumbai, but he's also from Dallas. And so I looked him up, and he was in the web series called Better Days and a couple other things. And so he's a relatively young person.
His beard that threw me off because I've seen
he's got facial hair that you had to recognize.
That's what it is. Okay. I see a younger picture, and now I was like, yeah, I've seen this person.
Yeah, well, I looked him up, and I was like, okay, because I too was kind of like, Mindy, have you been listening? Are you paying attention? are you just like allowing people to maybe date within their race too? I'm not saying that everyone has to, but
No,
like
no.
but it's okay. It's okay for a young Indian woman to date a young Indian man on television. That is okay. You don't see it a lot on these shows, and a lot of the
Correct.
shows be Mindy projects, and so for lack of a better word. So yeah, I thought you got a kick out of this.
Yeah, and I must say, one of my friends that lives in Dallas seems to know him.
Ooh,
So
oh, see, now you're real auntie. Now you're checking the
yeah, because I
connection.
was like, "Wait, let me see
Let me
this."
see on Facebook where this man is.
Yeah, it's because it's saying that, he posted on Instagram that he is joining as a recurring character.
Well, there you go. And
So
maybe potentially a good long run as a love interest for Bella. We shall see.
mhm. Very much. So I'm ready. Let's see.
Feel like
This
I'm
is
in
gonna
it.
be fascinating. Yeah, I just wow. Okay, all my prayers have been answered, and maybe I won't whack Mindy Kaling ever again if this
Maybe.
actually happens.
Maybe. What happened to the guy from Never Have I Ever that they brought in for David the decoy? What was his
Slug
name?
Boy.
Slug Boy. Yeah, what happened to Slug Boy? Yeah, like he's somewhere seething, wishing he could have a
I will
job. Like, I
never.
don't know. Give Slug Boy his things.
Slug Boy it looked good too. That's what pissed me off. But no, Slug Boy had to go.
Yeah,
Any
well,
yeah, it's
listen.
just again, anyone can date anyone. It's just the reason my personal frustration is that Mindy Kaling, I'm gonna say it again, is that has a specific
Type.
kink. Yeah, where yeah, no, it's like because it's more than a type, where I think it's like if you like white men, great, that's beautiful. The point is like specific white men that are nerdy, that are mean to main
Mhm.
character. That's
Yeah.
the issue. Like, why do they always have to neg you for you
And
to
be
like
nerdy.
them? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. This guy seems
that's all.
nice. Yeah, this guy
Yeah,
seems nice. But we've been fooled
fingers
before.
crossed.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I
Yeah,
thought you would have got
let's
kicked out of
see.
that. That was my
Yeah.
notes. I was like, oh yeah, let's see what Sasha thinks about Nabil.
Yep. So yeah, so Arvind from Mumbai, aka Dallas, no, I'm just kidding, is
Yeah.
here. We're so ready. And maybe they'll have a few ER visits.
We'll
And
see.
that's how their love will manifest. At the expense of other freshmen being dumb. But
Or
what's
maybe
new?
she just needs another good influence in her life.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
not everyone has to date, but it's called sex lives of college girls.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't have the issue with them dating. I just think that like
Yeah.
date somebody who is a good influence.
Oh, oh, I
Arvin,
didn't
it
even
seems
think
like
of that.
he has a better head on his shoulders, it seems like, than Bella right now, but we don't really know him
Fair.
that well. But he definitely was like very impressed with her coming, and he's like, yeah, I do this all the time, like it happens, blah blah.
Mhm.
So it got like he looked like he was into her for being responsible, and I think that's a change that we haven't really seen before for Bella.
And maybe he'll see, like, he'll only know this Bella, hopefully. Please, Lord,
Fingers
save
crossed.
my girl. So let's see. Let's see what happens with Arvin and Bella. But that's like Bella's story, really. And
um,
for now, she's in other people's story, but this is like Bella specific. Anyone out like who do you want to go to next? I should say.
Well, since we're still talking, let's jump
Yes.
right over to our girl Kimberly because
Yeah, period. That's exactly
I
where my notes are.
I love a Kimberly. I love a Kimberly storyline. This is such an incredible character because at first glance, she just doesn't feel like the most captivating of the group,
Yes.
But they give her so much good content. It's like, okay, you got to talk about Kimberly.
Kimberly, it has to be the show's favorite. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
there's just
so.
no way.
She's so good. She's so good. She's such a good character.
And every line that Kimberly has, you could almost like, I was like, should I be taking notes? Because they're so funny and I want
She's
to
a
repeat
banger.
it back
Yeah.
on the podcast. It's just everything, and the hottest guys, right? Like, please. It's Kimberly. It's just not fair. It's just share with the rest of us. But it's fine, I guess. So Kimberly, right? Her opening drama is that Whitney and her have like put it out on the table that Whitney saw what happened with Kimberly and Kanan, and Whitney has moved out. And now we all know, like everyone knows now, not just the audience, our character knows. So she tries everything, but Whitney's not talking to her. And she's excited to see Kanan though.
Yeah, I was excited to see them too because I figured, Whitney obviously knows that Kanan and Kimberly are together. So
Yeah.
let's see where this relationship goes, right? We like them both separately.
Yeah.
They seem to be really good friends or whatever. They got some chemistry because they definitely, the kissing wasn't unexpected. You know, like we saw it coming. I think anybody could see that there was some romantic feelings if coming there. So I was ready to see it. Now to find out that that's basically the entire extent of their relationship that they've had so thus far. I mean, with the one-off Zoom kind of rendezvous that they've done online over the summer.
Sexy Zoom.
I'm like, oh, y'all ain't for real. Like, you know, like y'all for play. I'm like, I'm Leela in this moment. Y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all ain't kissed again. You just did that one time. Kimberly, you really threw this relationship away because of a kiss? Like, that's it. Like, I feel like if you're willing to risk your relationship with Whitney, you got to go all the way in. You know, at that point, you got to be full in. So I was really surprised to see that not only had this relationship not gone anywhere, but also it's not going anywhere. They shut that down episode 1.
That's the thing. Because to me, it was giving they have no chemistry. And my notes say what happened. Because when they met each other at Sips, right? That's our first time. Kanan had another glow up. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe he's like gotten more buff. Like everyone's bodies have changed. Like
he was already a muscular dude, but you got look. Take it from me. If you tell me I'm gonna be on TV, I'm in the gym forever. Like that's it. I will never.
Same. Maybe that will actually get me to the gym. Yeah.
Unless the director physically says, Chappell, you have to stop working out because you're getting too big for the role. I'm going to. That will be my note because you're telling me I have to take my shirt off in front of people. Oh no! I'm getting a trainer, steroids. Like I'm going to full. Like what? Are you crazy? So
no, all of it.
Yeah. So I don't blame him. That's what
I'm saying. Everyone has just, I feel like, gotten like literally every single person on the show has just gotten hotter. Like period.
And people be naked all the time.
Maybe that's why I didn't think of that. Yeah. So you're right. You know, your body's on like literally for show. So you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, so I saw Kanan. I was like, whoa, my God. Hello, sir. And I felt like there's zero chemistry. But Leela is like very much trying to put them together. She's like, I set up a cot for you in the back if you need and everything. And they're just like, we're just here to work and pick up uniforms. Okay, bye. And then they meet up at the Omega party and
this wasn't the Omega party. The Omega party is in the second episode. This was somebody else's party. I
thought this was the Omega party. Just kidding.
The Omega party had the good music.
Oh, they're at Y2K. They're at Y2K.
Wait, Sasha, what do you think about that theme for a party? Y2K?
Oh my God. How old are we?
Right. We're ancient. Just like the equivalent of like, you want to have an 80s party when we were growing up?
Right? Like, oh my gosh, the fact that a Y2K party and then the whatever at midnight, quote unquote, the all the lights go out and Y2K actually happened. So funny. I loved it. And I think this time I am gonna keep track of the party themes. So I have made a note. Yeah.
We've been to a lot of parties and thrown a lot of parties too. And so I thought Y2K was such an interesting choice because I think when I was in college, like if you were gonna do a themed party for like a decade, it was like a 90s party, right?
Yeah.
Because like, what if we were, in college in the 90s? But then people are like, what if we were in college way back in the 2000s? Like,
sir, like,
sir,
step off my neck.
Voice. Yeah, please. Why y'all acting like this in front of people are watching?
Oh my, you know what? First of all, thank God I wasn't in college in the 90s. I will say that. Period. And I think we went to college at the best time. Social media had just started, so you could find who you needed to find, if you know what I mean. But
you also could hide if you needed to hide.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We were never
cameras weren't good enough back then.
Our antics were never up.
Never. The things I did freshman year for attention that would have been on everybody's social media platform is insane, and I will not talk about it.
I would have gone viral, 100%.
Oh, I was trying to go viral before I knew that was a thing. I wanted to be seen, and thank God, literally God for just stepping in and being like, no, the camera did not need to be a thing for you right then. Like, there's a digital camera walking around with some film in it that got me exposed to the world, and that is all I will say.
Yep. And if you have it, send it so I can blackmail. Thank you. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so anyway, so sorry. Yeah, they were at the Y2K party, which again felt really cool. I enjoyed it. And 90s or like early 2000s are back. And unfortunately that the body type is also back. Very weird. So to say, I think it's on theme with what's going on in the world. And then, yes, that's when they're about to go hook up. And I don't know, random dude's bed. That is not Kanan's bed.
No, no, no.
Okay.
This is just seems like someone's house. They're like, and that's a very college thing that I've never respected. I do not respect that.
I've
Do not
never
have sex
done
in
that.
my bed.
That's crazy. People, that's like
Yeah.
legit a thing.
I will go to jail. Like, I will legit assault you if you have sex in my bed.
Or
Like, if I
I
find
wouldn't in
out
any other, you know what
right, like, I will legit fight you if I find out, like, I'm sorry, somebody did what in my bed? Okay, cool. I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
correct,
gotta fight you. I have to hurt you
correct.
at that point because why would you disrespect me like that? But it's
That's
very
why I would
college.
never
It
host
seems
a
like a
party
very
in my
college thing.
house because I will
Yeah.
murder you. Like, they're yuck.
The
No.
doors are locked. You cannot enter those other rooms. You can't even
Yeah.
enter one of the bathrooms when I'm having a party. Like, excuse me, that whole side of the house is off limits. Stay where you need to be.
Correct. Okay, just don't be horny at home. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So of course they're about to like finally they're kissing and da 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 da, and Whit starts talking about his Kimberly, sorry, is talking about Kanan's mom. How's your mom
Yeah.
doing? And then talking about working, like, oh, we need to refill the toilet paper at Sips. Baby, are you all right? Act like we've
They
been here before.
but that's the thing. They've never been romantic together. They just were like
No,
friends who kissed.
but Kimberly has been romantic with other people.
Yes, but that's the thing.
This is not
For
her.
him, yeah, but for him, I think it's hard for her to look at him differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, yeah,
Oh.
physically she's attracted to him. And when he does romantic things, she feels that. But in this moment, she like, what do we
Okay.
normally talk about together? Right? You know, she's like kind of like,
Got it.
you know, like work stuff and this, that, other, you know, there's a disconnect. And he doesn't even really push back against it. He's like, yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Where it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm so used to like he wanted to like squeeze her boobs and like make a honking sound, which is incredible that you would even think to do something like that. But okay, like
Like, how old are we?
right, but it's like even with a platonic relationship with somebody, I'm never like, let me grab your body part and make it honk. You know, so I don't know. These
And
are
especially
two
for
nerdy
someone
people.
like Kanan, I just feel like that's not his vibe, and he just feels stepped so out of character
Yeah,
when
I
they
think he's
got
just
into
like
that room.
he's kind of nerdy. He's kind of nerdy, and it's underrated how much
Yeah.
nerdy, like how nerdy he actually is, right? Like that's the thing they bond over is that
Mhm.
they're both kind of quirky.
Right.
And so now that there's like no real romantic feelings, it kind of feels because it feels like it's more than just a hookup, right? Because Kimberly
Mhm.
did actually risk her relationship with Whitney to even pursue this, so it needs to be real, right? It's not like if you told them that they didn't just go have sex, I think they could just do it. But I think for here, it's like that would mean solidifying that this needs to go on to be something that's not. And so I was very surprised that we just ended right here. She's like, you know what? I can't do this to Kimberly. I was like, what now? I can't do this to Whitney. I'm like, now you can? She's already mad at you. But she shuts it down. It's done.
She should have at least been like, "Let me take a bite and see how I feel." But good
Get a
for her.
taste. See if it's worth it.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, we made it this far. I've already messed things up.
That's what I'm saying. It's already done. You know, so that's
But
how I
this is
said,
why
like,
we're toxic. So, she's better than us, apparently.
I guess. Listen,
Not
I don't
really.
respect
Yeah,
the
because
move.
you know what? I would
Yeah,
have thought. I would have been like, "Oh, what if?"
I don't respect the move. I just don't. Sorry. But go
Yeah.
get your
Maybe
friendship back
that's the,
if
like,
that's what you want.
colonizer DNA inside somehow that has made
Oh,
it into that I have to be like, "No, but I can't not have checked you off the list."
right. Like I don't need to conquer everything. It's like, but do I?
Yeah.
A little bit, right? We're
Right.
Americans. That's what we do,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't support
y'all
it.
tell
Yeah.
us because maybe
Yeah.
we're foolish. So here we are.
Yeah.
But but also Kimberly, listen, she has been missing out on a lot of stuff, right? She's been missing out on group chats because there is another group chat. First of all,
Mhm.
that would stress me out. And I am the person that would text in the wrong group chat. I want to make
Yeah.
that.
You are. You
Yeah,
are.
I know.
You would also be the reason why we have 2 group chats in the first place. Because you would be like, "No, this person cannot talk to us anymore. We're
Oh,
leaving them." And I'd be
yes.
like, "Well, Sasha, we still gotta text them." You're like, "Whatever, you can text them. I'm not don't involve me." You know, so we would be like, you would be Whitney in this situation. You're not
Okay,
Kimberly.
fair.
Yeah.
I will take it. Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
You're like, "That person can't talk to me. Y'all talk to them if you want to." That is definitely a
Mhm.
Sasha vibe.
Okay, yes, unfortunately. It is what it is. All right. Do your boundaries, everyone. Do
Yeah.
better. But, but anyway, so it's just they have 2 group chats. And the biggest thing is Whitney invited Leighton and Bella to dinner with Kamala Harris and Doug.
And Doug. Like,
And we
Doug?
know that season 1, what episode, 1 to whatever, Kimberly said her and her then boyfriend Max were the Doug and Kamala Harris. What?
Yeah. Yeah. This is like a direct shot to her. It's almost like
I'm having sex with Kanan.
like it's like you went low and then I'm taking it to hell, right?
Yeah.
But it does feel like Whitney kind of took it to hell because
Yeah.
there's a world where her senator mom would be having lunch with Kamala Harris. Like that is definitely a thing that could happen.
Yes.
But it also kind of feels like, did you make this happen because you wanted to be able to make sure Kimberly, and I want Kimberly to know it was me, you know, they're like, oh, make sure she knows that she's missing out on all of this, like all of my good friendship, right? In order to basically try to go steal my ex, you know. So I respect the move. I'm sorry, I do. Go Whitney.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand how she didn't at least one time.
Just one time.
One time for all of us. That's all. So okay, you know what? I should stop objectifying people. So then, it's fine, okay? Because Kimberly maybe will meet Kamala Harris on her own because she is taking an Intro to African American Studies class because she wants it on record at her confirmation that she did.
She wants to be the youngest Supreme Court justice ever, essentially, and then she wants to have that job until she dies. And she says up until like maybe like 103, 104 years old. And so, being in an African American studies class, it won't hurt you. It definitely won't hurt you. I don't know how much of your resume they're gonna look at and be like, "Oh, thank God you took this one class." But she's trying. She's trying. She's like, "Look, I know this isn't about me. I'm not gonna take up space." But she is kind of taking up space because we haven't really got to Whitney's storyline yet.
I know.
But I think Whitney should be weary of Kimberly just in general because, like, as you pointed out, Sasha, Kimberly's kind of a dude magnet. You know, anytime there's a hot guy around, they gonna look at Kimberly first, or at least double back to look at her at some point.
Correct.
Yeah, so I know she's like, I'm gonna get out your way. No, seriously, get the hell out the way because Whitney not gonna get no action with you around.
But did you see Chappelle when that we'll talk about Isaiah, but when Isaiah's talking to Whitney, Kimberly says hi and says, "Oh yeah, my name is Kimberly." No one's talking to you.
Right. But Kimberly got the juice. You know,
she does. She like, 1,000,000% does.
Yeah, so her instinct was like, "Oh, hot guy must be talking to me." You know, she kind of been gassed up now. She knew to stand down.
Nico, baby, like the list is long.
Yeah, and we're about to add another one to the list because Sasha, who is this new man? We got another man out here, and they thought he was gay. It turns out he's bisexual, and he's sending devil emojis, purple devil emojis to Kimberly, and it's very funny to me because anytime somebody sends you a purple emoji, it's like, why they gotta be purple, Sasha? What is it about purple?
Actually, it is everything about purple.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
For everyone listening, Chappelle has full purple on.
Please don't watch the YouTube version of it. Actually, does change your mind.
No.
Listen, this is my only purple outfit. No worries, I don't wear it all the time.
Take us to your closet right now.
I'm like a purple Power Ranger. You just open the door and it's all purple. Fair.
Oh my God. Yeah, show us your wholesome Q shirt. That's exactly the opposite. Okay, everyone.
It's gold. It's a gold shirt.
See why? Because you have to try to differentiate from purple. I got it.
The font is purple. Okay, that's all you need to know. Is the shirt is gold. Oh my
God! But yes, it's always a purple emoji. Duh! If you've ever been around enough people, you know what I'm talking about. I'll just say that. And then, of course, the thing is, you're right because her juice continues. She meets this guy. I don't think we know his name, right? The hot guy. Because she's trying to get a quad. Because now Whitney and Kimberly get locked in a closet together. Very easy wrap up of that, where they're like, "Hey, we broke up. I'm sorry. I violated your trust, but we're good to go." That's really it.
I want to give Bella credit for that. That was the one thing. That's like one of the first signs of growth that we have from Bella. Is that she forces them into that closet and says, "You can't come out until you handle your business." And so she does have some faff energy in her. You know, it's there. We got somebody in there who can do conflict resolution, to say the least. So I got to give her credit for helping that happen. But you're right. We tidied this storyline up really quickly. I'm telling you, the first episode, we were getting all this old stuff out of the way.
Yeah. So it's just it's nice. I appreciate that, like, they had the moment where Whitney was able to actually say what was wrong with her and why we're here. But also we were able to move, and now they're looking for a quad because listen, the girls were in a 3-bedroom, and imagine Leighton, Kimberly, and Bella in a 3. Just does not work. So they're no. Okay, no. So they have a quad. They need a quad, and Hot Guy is able to get Kimberly the quad because, again, juice. No other reason.
Yeah.
Mental health reasons, quote unquote.
That was so funny. Seeing Kimberly not be able to pick up what this character is putting down the whole time when he's like, you need to basically lie and say that this is something that you need for your mental health so that you can do it. And I don't know why Kimberly acting like this is something she's never heard of before, because let me tell you something. All these damn pets that I be seeing at restaurants and on the plane sitting next to me without any type of cage or anything like that, like F my allergies. People have all types of support animals. And I am pro support animal. If you need an animal to keep you level so that you don't do something out like wacky and hurt us all or hurt yourself, have your animal. But a goldfish being your animal and stuff like that, it feels like people just want whatever. As long as I can get my animal to come with me, I'll say whatever it is. And I don't think that's a foreign concept. And so, Kimberly, get with it. Sometimes you got to say that this is something I cannot live without to make it happen. So she does eventually pick up on that. But it took her a while to get there, for sure.
Yeah. And maybe that's, I think that's part of her juice, is that she's so, like, innocent and oblivious that I think that attracts a certain type of person. Because I've seen it with I have a friend like this that is like, she's an elementary school teacher. So I think that tells you everything you need to know, and is able to, just like get all everything. So good, and good on her. Okay, that's my friend. I love it for her. So that's just Kimberly's vibe. But listen, she wasn't sure, but listen, something might be happening with Hot Guy.
I think his name is Brian.
Okay,
yeah, I think his name is Brian.
Hot Boy, and I'm sorry, yo. I objectify. So here I am.
No, I was looking hard for it because I was trying to get some type of confirmation, but I think this is Brian. And at first glance, they're like, yeah, I don't know if Brian's into you because, well, I mean, how can he be into you when he's obviously into this guy? And it takes Leighton to remind them that sexuality is a spectrum and you can be into a lot of things at once. And it doesn't have to just be one thing. And hey, Kimberly, maybe don't close this door before exploring it. And we see them hooking up very quickly. I mean, kissing. She shuts it down because she still needs to support her girl. We haven't talked about why yet, but we got to get to that. But there's a chemistry there. So maybe this will be the next love interest that she has explored this season.
Yeah. I'm excited. I like that they end with this night's for my girls. Yes. Okay, the show is for the girlies.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
They definitely had to have this is when they ended at the Omega party, and they had to have the going away party because one of the cast, as we have alluded to several times over, is leaving the show as a full-time character and will be taking off. And so I think this is an okay time to talk about it. Do you want to jump in there, or do you want to handle Whitney first?
Let's do it. Oh
yeah.
This is sad, but we're going to talk about Leighton. We shared this before in our season 1 and 2 preview, but yes, RHAP is leaving. So she's moving from a permanent to recurring character. So I'm assuming like RHAP, it might be coming in and out. But how do you think they handled it? Because I really enjoyed how they've handled Leighton's story, and they didn't just kill her off.
Well, me too, because I also think there's a temptation to kind of get her out of the way if she's not going to be around, and to just be like, all right, Alicia's leaving. We find out Alicia's leaving Essex and she's moving to Boston, and Leighton is struggling with that. She doesn't want her to go. She's like, don't leave me here. You're trying to do something that's selfish for you and all this other stuff. And I think that it's really easy to be like, and Leighton followed her to Boston, for the relationship. And I was like, that actually doesn't really feel like Leighton to me. Like for Leighton to just uproot her life for someone else. It's like, sure, you could say that's maybe character growth, but not the kind of growth I would see for Leighton. And so to find out later on that actually, Layton is too smart for this school. I said, that actually makes sense
Yes,
because
I loved that.
yeah, because Essex is giving really like a liberal arts school. Like it's giving like, you know, like, and not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I definitely graduated from one as well. Did not graduate from liberal arts school, but I graduated from the college within the liberal arts school. Okay.
Oh,
But
sorry, yes, yes.
yeah, I graduated from the liberal arts college within the school. But this is definitely a school that's not suitable to hold her standard of math. You know, she's shown that she's excelling in a way that a lot of them are not. And for what she wants to do, there are better options. And this is something that you and I've talked about on Never Have I Ever before, for sure. But like, people pick colleges for different reasons. A lot of times
Yeah.
it's for the identity of the school. You know, like what the school means to that person, whether it's the sports team, the mascot, the color, whatever, the campus. A lot of times that's people's first choice. And then they start to think of major.
Yep.
It seems like Layton has done that. You know, her dad has made this like a family tradition to go here. Her dad went here, her mom went there, and the family has now had 2 kids who went to that school, Nico and Layton. Nico, we know, does not survive the season 1 and 2 still as a student at Essex, but Layton also is now looking at Essex like, should I even have been here, or is it just that my dad is filthy rich, donates a bunch of money to the school, and I'm a legacy student, and so it made sense for me to come here.
And it's the dad's idea, almost.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Yep.
Yeah. So I like that they gave Layton some autonomy in making this decision, and for her to be like, man, I don't want to leave my friends behind, but then also coming to terms with, but I got to do what's best for me. And I thought she handled it pretty well. It taking 2 episodes for her to get there is fine, because I think she needed to explore all the options and kind of like the different iterations. But I prefer it way more than, Alicia moved away, and so she gonna go with her.
Oh, absolutely not. That would have been a slap in the face for who Layton is. And I think the fact that she's going to MIT is huge.
Undeniable, right? Like, so you tell your friends you're going to go get into a different school, they might be mad at you. You tell them you're getting into MIT, and it's like, all right, well, okay.
Where you're like, damn, okay, my 1.8 could never. Yeah.
Right. Let me get out the way so you can go be great. Somebody got to make it,
Yep. So exactly. And I appreciate how they wrapped up the dad storyline as well, because this is someone that loves Essex, right? Like, he's been really the propeller of their family and how beautiful, and like sweet their love is, and also how her connection to Essex is. So the fact that he also had to come to terms with her leaving Essex, and really neither of his kids graduating from Essex, is big, but because he really cares about his child at the end of the day, and he's cursing up a storm, which I thought was so funny, but he's gonna take her, and he's like, great, I'm gonna buy MIT gear now, and we've made it.
The relationship between Layton and her dad is kind of cool. Yeah, I think that you don't see a lot of parent like relationships like that on a lot of TV shows, especially from nuclear families. Like, okay, when you have a family like, like we talk about Davy, she's raised by her mom, but Layton comes from a 2-parent home, but the connection she has with her dad is so real, because when she comes out, her dad is completely understanding. When she wants to switch schools, he's less understanding, but he gets it. He understands that she has to do what she needs to do for her career, and it's not about him. So although he wants to push all of these things on his family, because he loves the school, he wants her to love the same things, he also understands that she needs to do what's best for her. Like, Sasha, it kind of reminds me of your connection to OU. I can imagine your friend, your child being like, so I was thinking about going to, like, I don't know, UT.
University of Toronto, yeah, makes sense.
No, University of Texas in Austin.
Tennessee. Yeah.
In Austin, specifically, Austin, Texas.
I will.
And then, like, you having to go to the games in Texas, and then we're like, UT Longhorn mom.
Oh, never, ever.
Not even for your child, Sasha, please.
I'll show up for my child, but I will be wearing the Oklahoma gear.
Really? Like, what did you went to Oklahoma State?
Yeah, I'll just make fun of them. That'll just be funny. Like, I'd be like, you went to a Bay Area high school and you're ending up in Oklahoma. No shade.
Yeah. No.
But that's little brother, so like, no.
She's gonna go.
That just would be funny. Yeah.
Your child going to UT, you would support it just like Layton's dad does, but you got to complain a little bit.
And I would cry like on the way there for many reasons. You know what I mean?
Layton's dad cried for a long time. He cried in the tree while they sang the fight song, and I was like, I can picture Sasha crying under a tree singing the OU fight song.
There is like when you were president of an organization, I think any organization, you get to like carve your name in the student union. So that's what I'd by my name and just cry.
And then you'll see your daughter's name at UT carved into their school. Like, look at you, look at your family. Just
So before you wish death on my family. Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's just again, it's really sweet, and of course, Leighton basically has to choose between living her best life or her best future. And I appreciate that she picks her best future. I think that's the right thing to do because the choices you make as a young adult really, I feel like, set you up for the rest of your life. And like, shout out to young Sasha, man, right? Like, I always think about that. Like, if our younger selves didn't make all these decisions, like, we would have never been here. It's so cool to think about.
Yeah, it's also cool to think about, like, had I made better decisions, I wouldn't be here, but I don't know if I would be happier. You know, like, the decisions I made,
yes,
I'm
correct.
like, right now, I'm fine. Right now, I'm so happy with all everything that led
Yeah.
me here, right? But sometimes you think, like, what if you had done, like, internships and stuff like that and thought you would be, like, a serious journalist, you know? It's like, instead I'm a TV podcast, and I love this.
And you're good at it.
Right, but imagine me, like, trying to be a weatherman or, like, on the news, like, talking about traffic. Like, I just couldn't even see it, you know? So, you know, different strokes for different folks for sure. I also enjoy that Leighton is able to kind of see life through Alicia's eyes. You know, as RHAP is getting written off the show, essentially, like as a full-timer, they're kind of getting rid of Alicia too, you know, it's because she's got to leave, so that it makes sense for Leighton to leave. And she's like, I'm going to pick something that is going to further my career. I don't necessarily need a degree to do that. I came here to figure out what I wanted to do. And once I did realize that, that's when I'm okay with leaving. You know, at first, Leighton doesn't understand that. And then the very next episode, she's faced with the idea that she could leave to go further her, make her a better decision for her life. MIT would be way better for her than Essex.
And she's so toxic to Alicia, right? She's like, I'm just going to give it a quiet treatment. And this way she's going to know. She's going to spiral and she's going to get to the right answer. Yeah. We've all done.
And she didn't handle this right at all. Like, you know, like, because Alicia really wanted her to be there to help her make that decision, and she just wouldn't be a part of it. But Leighton doesn't let her roommates in on the decision either that she's making. They get blindsided from it because it leaks out. Our girl Jocelyn is back.
My queen.
She is so funny. She hits them with the, like, oh my God, I've been looking for some mess for a long time and I need a hit. That's it. Been there.
Very much been there, unfortunately. She's like, it's been a slow summer.
I just need some drama, man. Tell me something, man. I need a fix.
And I love that, like, Jocelyn tells them at, again, fashion show, where, again, this fashion show is supposed to be, like, the hottest thing ever. It was at the fashion show, right? Yeah. And I love that Jocelyn tells them at the fashion show. And then she goes, well, she told me not to tell anyone, but I thought she would tell her best friend. What does and not telling anyone mean?
But she's like, but like, cause like, how do you not tell the people that you live with that you're transferring? You know, and not only transferring one day, she's transferring tomorrow. She's moving, and I think this was the same. This is the previous night because they're at the fashion show. It leaks out, and then by the time Leighton comes home, because she obviously wasn't at the fashion show, they're waiting on her, and they are not happy. Kimberly was pissed. I was like, kind of like, hey, girl, calm down. You know, like you're really tripping. Now, to be fair, Kimberly did lie and say she needed a 4-person room for her mental health reasons, but still, they were very upset about it. But again, these women, they come together when stuff really matters, and they shut it down. And it's like, nah, we'll be there for my friend, and there's some hugging, and it was very touching. I really like the scene.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I think it's a really nice way for RHAP to leave the show too, and for us to say bye to her, because they all end up going to the old room to pregame, which was the sweetest thing. And it was just a nice way for us to say bye.
Sasha, they put them people out their room.
And you know, they probably gave them some money.
She paid them. She paid them for sure. There's a 0% chance that first of all, would I let you use my room to pregame? 100%.
Yeah.
Am I thinking about leaving the room so you could do that? No. No.
I think I'll be inside my room while you guys.
I'm about to pregame with y'all. Where we about to go?
Oh, well, that's
something like that. But to leave my room so that you can have it to pregame.
Would you do it for $1,000?
100%, like instantly. I don't even have nothing in my room worth it. Yes, 100% instantly. Okay, yeah. $1,000. I don't have nothing in my room worth $1,000. Let's go. I grab my laptop. Look, my
you 3 private possessions full of stuff.
Yeah, my backpack full of shoes, my laptop, and some snacks, and I'm out. So pay me off. But it would just be the audacity of you, like, to think that you could kick me out of my own room that would make me not want to do it even more. Like, how dare you? And then the moment you
Fair.
start speaking money, I'm out. I'm out. All right,
You're
bye.
like, "Okay, cool.
Cool.
Venmo
I'm
me
gonna sell
right
pee this
now."
semester. Right. Yep.
Yes, and if you listen to our recap, you
We
would
don't
know
have to
what the
talk about it.
story was.
Yeah, yeah,
But
we don't
yeah,
have to go.
you go listen to it so you know how Chappelle made money in college. But either way, it's just I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna miss like Leighton, and I think the show misses will miss a Leighton character, but I hope they don't try to do a copy paste of Leighton. That's what I thought Taylor was gonna be. And that's why I got stressed.
Okay. Well, we still have to talk about Whitney's storyline before we get to
Yes.
our speculating about what might
Mhm.
happen in this fourth spot.
Yep. So let's get to Whitney. Whitney the Kappa, right? She's staying at the Kappa house, and her mom are still, very thick. They're now into TikTok dancing because listen,
Mhm.
her mom's trying to be relatable. Love it. And we see Hot Boy running, who we later find out is Isaiah, but he seems to be in her vicinity a lot. And
Yeah.
now that you put the seed in my head, now I'm like, is that on purpose that he's in her
Ooh.
vicinity a lot? 'Cause her
Oh, I
mom's
mean,
a
well,
senator,
her mom is
and
a
his
senator.
dad
Yeah. He's
so
basically
I'm
that was basically the inventor of toaster strudel or something like that. Like, yeah, he got a lot of money from Bitcoin, you know.
telecom billionaire.
Yeah,
Yes,
telecom billionaire, and so, new money too. This is not old money. This is new
yes.
money. His dad's a self-made billionaire, but he keeps popping up, and so, yeah, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that's cute or whatever for Whitney, but at the same time, there's a red flags to me, from my opinion. I think she's come
Okay,
across him a few times that she has
I was
never seen this man
blinded.
before.
I was
Well,
blinded.
I just think that it's only season 3 of the show. I think that, like, if we're gonna be starting to look at like end game characters, I think it might still be a little too early for somebody like Whitney. She's only ever
Mhm.
dated Kanan as well, and then like slept with her tutor or
Y
whatever.
the well, hot AP bio guy, and
Yeah, with the
then
arms. Yeah,
the coach.
yeah, and the coach. That's what I'm
Yeah,
like, she could date around a little bit more. But Sasha, she's not into him because he's rich,
yeah,
and she also has the Kappas. Which one do you want to talk about first? Because I kind of think we're
yeah,
gonna talk about the Kappas.
yeah, let's do Kappas first, of course. Listen,
Yeah.
this sorority is doing the absolute most, and when I tell you that I've been there.
I was gonna ask you. So my fraternity, I can't speak on everybody's, but mine has never
Uh-huh.
been this intense to where like
Oh,
you getting fined for everything. Because
yes.
I wish we could find people for everything. Like, do you understand? Listen, as Omega Man of the Year, I wish we could find people for everything because I'm like, y'all don't do nothing. Everything we supposed to do, y'all be dropping the ball. But this girl was getting fined for. So
Yes.
they,
So
these
at
people.
chapter for us, you have to say, we would go through the week's events that everyone needed to be at, our events and other people's events. Because at Oklahoma, you even get there's when I was in school, there's a thing called President's Trophy points, where you get points for going to multicultural events.
Mm-hmm.
The hack is you're just a multicultural sorority. So
So just don't
everyone you
go
hang
against.
out with just works.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So anyway, so we had to hit all these points. We were like, oh, this fraternity is doing this, this sorority is doing this. We got to send, 333. So we literally go through at chapter and write down
Mm-hmm.
who's going through each. So it's in the minutes. And then
Right.
you have to say, are you going early? Are you in time or are you going to be late? If you're 5 minutes late and onward, it's a $5 fine.
See, Sasha, I can deal with $5 fines because we understand how it feels to be a broke college student. These people were finding them. This was not
Yeah.
$5. I think,
Well, no, that's it. Listen, we didn't have no house. There's 30 of us.
right, right, and they
Yeah.
gotta pay bills. I will give them that. If
Yes.
you have a sorority house or a fraternity house, you gotta keep the lights on in that bad boy. And so
Mhm.
the fines are necessary evils. But I think I don't even remember how much she got fined for that for
80.
missing
She was
$80 for
Venmo,
missing
yeah,
that.
brunch.
Yeah, for missing that one brunch.
But if you miss certain events, I feel like, yeah, it's a big fine. I get it. I think we were
Yeah,
finding, a good
we
amount
gotta keep
too.
the lights on. You got
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, and it was definitely a joke that, our sorority was really strict with this stuff, and they're like, "Oh, they're gonna fine you for breathing wrong." And I was like,
And
And
yes,
what?"
thank
Yeah,
you for joining.
and listen, people were trying to come for me when I was president, other orgs, and I was like, "Who's winning all the awards? Us.
Right.
Why do
And
you
our
think
lights
that
are on.
happens? Because
Yeah.
you're mandated to do, 50 community service hours. Get out of here. That's
Mhm.
why we're winning all community service awards.
Yeah.
Duh. So, it doesn't matter. It's just I understand it. It's a lot. It's annoying. But that's why you gotta read your emails and just say you can't make it to things.
Right.
That's all it
48-hour
is.
notice. And Whitney being a soccer player, she
Yes.
knows her schedule. So,
Correct.
hey, beginning of the hey, here's my schedule, here's my
And just
practice
send the
schedule.
secretary your
Won't be
schedule.
there. Won't be
Yeah.
there. Sorry, won't be present. Thank you. Leave me alone. Don't ask me because I'm not coming. You know I'm not coming. Don't
Yep.
plan nothing around me. I'm not the head of no committees. You know I can't do that. I will be busy. And I respect that more than you just doing a no-show on us and thinking that we're
I
gonna have your
hate
body
those
there.
people. Yeah, I
Yeah.
truly actually find that because you know what? They become weird adults too.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
the problem. That's
Yep.
the problem.
Stomp it out when
Um,
you're when it's early on.
correct. So that's the thing. I think there's a way to have the conversation because I think the show is really making Kappa, mostly correct and like into this caricature of a sorority, but also Greek life, like sometimes helps you keep you on task. Because I'm not telling my mom give me money because I just got fined for showing up late. Do you know what my mom would do to me? Oh my god! But
That's yeah.
no. So
No.
I just feel like there's a way to like you learn how to manage schedules because everything's important. Sorority shouldn't be your end all be all, but
Mhm.
there's a way to be like at my school, all the football players were Omegas, which is Chappelle's fraternity. So I'm sure they were giving all of their schedules ahead of time so that
Well,
they
it's
didn't
even
have
like
to be at stuff.
but even when you bring them in, you know that first of
Hey,
all, my
that
yeah,
part.
when you have a lot of Omegas, you know at least two of them gonna be football players. At any given
Yeah,
school,
I
you gonna
think
have at
our
least two
Sigmas
people,
were
at
football
least
players too.
I say at least two football players gonna show up. So whether or not they make it or not, you already knew going in that this person is probably somebody who's gonna have to benefit your organization in another way
Yes.
other than like active attendance, because
Yeah.
they're gonna be busy doing other things, and that's stuff you take into consideration. With it being a student
And that
athlete, they should have
matters
already known.
anyway. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
matters when you're showing off to, like, nationals and stuff. You're like, "Oh, look at all these extracurriculars we have." All that
Mhm.
counts, people. So get
Yeah.
out of here, bro. Yeah, so either way, I was like, Kappa is not wrong. I just feel like they've, like, made it into a caricature of, like, what's actually happening, so I feel like they both can meet halfway. But that scene where they're all contouring, their faces, like, the makeup, like, a la Love Island, where they're all sitting together, and
Yeah.
Whitney just walks in wearing the wrong color. First of all, that's real. I'm so sorry.
Real.
That wearing the wrong color is very much real.
Even in the fraternity world,
Yeah. Yeah,
hey.
do y'all have that? The colors? Okay, because it's
Yeah,
huge.
well, yeah. Well, so the thing is, like, if you come to a Omega Psi Phi event and you are a
Yes.
member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated,
Mhm.
what is your reason for not wearing purple and gold?
Oh, fair.
What do you
Yes.
are you hiding your affiliation with the organization? Because you came, why are you hiding? Like,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me, it's a red flag. So it's like, it's not almost like it's not mandated. You can wear whatever you want, but I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna look at you crazy, like, what
Yeah.
the rest of us are showing that, and it's one of our events, then why would you not? You know what I'm saying? So there's very specific situations where it's like, did you not want to be seen with us? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Don't piss me off is my point, and it's just
Yeah.
like and every event is a recruitment event, right? Like, every event
Yes.
people and for us, like, 'cause we were both in small like, as in small compared to, like, people with houses or,
Yeah.
we were in small organizations. So there's 30 of them in my sorority when I was active. Everyone knows who the hell we are. So if you're here looking stupid, doing dumb shit, they're gonna know it's us. So
Mhm,
already
mhm.
don't piss me off. And then secondly, now that you're not like acting like you're part of us, everyone's gonna be like, well, why isn't all the other
Why?
DPOs are wearing red? Why isn't she? Don't do this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It just it
And
you
that's a
just
fine.
and that's the thing about these organizations. And now I know we can go on forever, but like the
Yeah,
thing is that
sorry, y'all.
you
I'm sure
when you go
non-Greeks hate us right now, but
yeah, whatever. Listen, we're not like out here shaming people for not being Greek. I don't care.
no.
Like, live your life. But here's the thing: if you go into one of these organizations, you know it's homogenous. You know that you're going
Yeah.
in to look and act. Not even saying like behave, but like what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
there are character traits that are probably
Yeah.
aligned with whatever the themes of your organization is, whether it's just what colors you wear or whatever. That said, you know that going in. I should not have to explain to you why you need to wear that color later on. Like, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, you knew that. If you didn't want to wear that color, you should have anticipated that or before you moved into the damn sorority house. Because if you
Correct.
didn't have to move in, you did not have to do that.
And that's the difference, right? Between I think these bigger houses than the smaller houses that you don't have to move in. Versus for us, like there's only 30 of us. Everyone has to go to almost everything.
Yeah.
Or you're like it hurts the org. So yeah, I thought that was a very funny like story that is very real. Like even when you go to parties, the group chat is popping on what outfit you have to wear.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know.
The
So here we are.
the
It's
thing
just
I
on tour was crazy because I was like, oh, she's really sticking out as a black woman in a sorority full of white women.
Right, and that's another thing she probably didn't take into consideration. It's like, yeah, she was kind of flippantly joining this organization when it's like it's a big decision. It costs a lot of money a lot of times, and also it's a big commitment. And so, you commit to the culture of the organization. You don't have to. It's not a cult, so you can literally go in a different direction and do whatever you want to do. But when you're working with the organization, you have to do what the organization is doing. It's the whole point. If you didn't want to do that, you should not have joined the organization.
There's multiple other ones you could have joined.
Or you could have just been yourself and didn't
Also,
have to do it at all. You don't have to join an organization. There are benefits to not joining and to joining as well, whatever. That said, I did appreciate the way the organization did the other thing that
yes,
these
which
these
is
yeah. So Kimberly shows up to apologize to Whitney, and she's talking about basically how
be serious.
yeah, she like, look, I know I messed up and I've been blowing up your phone all summer because I kissed your ex and all this other stuff. And the sororities heard enough. They start coming from around the corner. They can hear, all right, it's some conflict going on. Let's shut this down. They got Kimberly together so quick and got her out of that house. They said, get out, leave. You need to leave now. She got
You are never
dismissed.
welcome in this foyer again.
Right. They kicked her out. And I was like, it's kind of accurate.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It is very
Okay.
true. The one thing I will say, like sorority, we might argue with each other, but if you did one of us wrong, curtains.
Yeah. I
Curtains.
loved it. I love that scene. It was like this is the thing that I talk about.
And a god, like I would call you a skanky slut, but I'm not going to. Yes.
There you go.
I mean, if I were in my letters right now, right? Because in your letters you can only do certain things. So I think that's a sorority thing. But either way, I remember that, and that matters. So they got Kimberly, and Kimberly didn't know what to do because it's 20 versus 1.
Right. My fraternity is historically very peaceful, and so we don't know anything about this. But seeing the sorority do this, I really did commend them on their camaraderie. Like, okay, you stand next to your sister. You call yourself sister, siblings, and all this other stuff. Stand by them. So if somebody got beef, then you go to help them. I'm not saying you got to go jump somebody, but you need to be there to protect your sister as you would your own. And so I appreciated seeing that. I felt bad for Kimberly a little bit, but. Yeah, no, that was I've never seen it. Like, no, but I appreciate it, Kimberly. Like, I hate it for Kimberly because I like Kimberly, but for Whitney, like, this is what you get for joining.
Yep. So and again, good for good and bad. In that I think now Whitney maybe is able to like find that balance with Kappa, because when they finally get put in the room together to talk, they realize, right, that we should actually be staying together, and I'm gonna move out of Kappa, but I'm not leaving Kappa. I'm just gonna move out. Is the end piece for that, and they're gonna be friends again, and it's gonna be beautiful, which is nice. And Kimberly and Whitney are so good that they're now sharing a bed again in bunk beds, and they're sharing the bed because Leighton has one of the beds and Bella. No, I don't think anyone's sharing with Bella. Poor baby. So that wraps that up. But now let's talk about Isaiah, because we don't objectify young men, but we will wait until they walk away. I thought
that was very funny.
I was like, thank you for giving me language. Thank you, Senator. But either way, it's so funny because then we meet Isaiah. He's also in the intro to African American Studies class, and Whitney and him have a moment. They keep having moments, right? They meet at they like see each other at the Y2K party. They are now, he sees at the Kappa house, and now they finally actually say words to each other. Isaiah's hot, but you're right. Maybe Isaiah's trouble. We don't know, because he sends Whitney flowers and champagne, a $600 bottle, after Whitney said her name.
Yeah. He said, I'm not going to be able to pay attention to this class because you hear. Like, he came on strong, and
Well, it's tired line, but good.
I mean, And I'm saying it worked, you know, because she could at that point she couldn't pay attention to class. She looking over her shoulder at him.
It would have worked on me. It would have.
Oh, would that have worked more than a $600 bottle of champagne? Because I think
Drink, so
yeah, that's true.
oh, this is stupid. Never shot tequila, different story.
$600
But
bottles of
champagne,
tequila.
I would be like, who can I give this to? Which boy on my Rolodex that is
Ah,
mad at that I can re-get?
mhm. You
To say
give
I
him a $600 bottle of champagne, he gonna be trying to move up the roster. He's not gonna be in the Rolodex no more. He gonna be knocking on your door.
and that's the thing. You have to get them to want it. Whether they actually move up or not is on you, girls.
Mhm.
You just
Do
have
your
to have
thing.
begging. That's all.
All right. Yeah. Fellas, don't send nobody no $600 bottle of champagne. That stops all this.
First of all, how
Keep it
dare
cute.
you?
Keep
First
it
of all,
cute.
women.
Yeah, keep it cute. Keep it cute. That's all I'm saying.
No, and then yeah, so we find out, and Leighton again. So these like little clips are so funny because Leighton, of course, finds out that he's the son of a telecom billionaire, and Kimberly says, "Oh, Leighton, so you're to him what I am to you. You're his Kimberly."
And he's
And
like,
Leighton,
I'd rather be dead. Yeah, she would rather be dead. She's like, nope, nope, don't ever call me a Kimberly to anybody. But billionaire is a big dog. That's a big dog, and that's not. He's not normal rich. You know, Kimberly's family is like not. They're not gonna know that kind of money anytime soon. Because if they were, I mean, they would never. And then Layton's not even. Her family's not even knowing that kind of money. So yeah, this guy is a black billionaire. So, well, that's cool. We don't see a lot of those reflected on television. And he makes sure to tell Whitney that because Whitney is like, no, I'm not really into dating this guy because he's rich. And I'm going to tell him because I'm too good to date rich guys. When I was in boarding school, I was like, girl, you was in boarding school. Shut up. You're like,
a daughter of a senator, bro.
right. Like, oh, I didn't want to date rich people. Girl, go to hell. She tried to shut him down. But my boy was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to represent black wealth and a young black wealth and blah blah blah. And my dad's not like we don't come from old money. This is like a self-made billionaire.
Generational wealth. It's over. He packed
He
her
packed
up.
her up. Got it good.
And her friend who is
Was
also
it
on the side.
Willow?
Yes, Willow, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny because Willow said, "Yes, like how do I get in?"
She was
And
like,
I
I don't
don't.
even like dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. I really enjoyed that monologue because I felt like it's almost shining light on like how billionaire or rich people, right, can be a certain club, and black people of color aren't able to always get into it. But when you
Mhm.
do, how do you like battle elitism by still, you know, quote unquote, having to still be with your people, right? This is a huge thing. Like for Asians, Indian Americans, specifically in America, this is a big conversation right now going
Mhm.
on. Like, how do we make sure like we're not so out of touch and wanting to be closer to like people that are never going to accept us without being sorry or feeling bad for whatever wealth that you know they're amassing. So I feel like that was really funny, but done in a very smart way.
It's an interesting conversation. I think that to me, it kind of falls on deaf ears when you do realize that he is playing basketball in a Balenciaga shirt. It's like I hear that you want to
He's
flaunt your wealth.
rich, baby.
Right. But like you're flaunting your wealth at a college that is very expensive that a lot of poor people are not at anyway. So it's kind of
Right.
like I'm showing you that black folks can be rich. It's like, yeah, we kind of do that when you showed up for our orientation. You didn't have to wear a Balenciaga shirt to play basketball and for us to figure that out, sir. So like I hear him, but at the same time, I'm still a little weary about like, all right, who is this man? You know, like why are we dealing with him and what's gonna happen? Because you know, they do say, you know, there is something to be said about being a billionaire in general and how ethical that is even to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's another conversation. Yes.
yeah. So I just like saying it's like billionaire, black or otherwise. I'm kind of looking at them crazy. That's all. We'll see.
Mhm. No, that I can't fight. I would
Yeah.
not fight. I just appreciated how Whitney was getting, just like being a little bit unserious.
Very much high and mighty about wealth,
Yeah.
and she's wealthy.
Yep. But the thing is, I support women's rights and wrong. So like Whitney, you be your most ethical self. Because
Mhm.
she didn't ask her mom to be a senator.
No, no, and
See?
he didn't ask to be a billionaire, and so he was like, "Really, you just gonna shoot me in the foot
But
because of
he didn't
that?"
have to be in that Balenciaga shirt, like you
He
said.
did not have to be in that Balenciaga shirt, and that is my point.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited for this, but damn, now you put that thought in my head that maybe something isn't right with him, and I'm stressed out, and I don't like that you did that for me.
Well, we got one more thing to stress over,
Yes.
Sasha, because at the end of the episode, we know Layton is
Mhm.
leaving. We know that this room is it's a quad now. You know, Kimberly has done what
Mhm.
needs to be done to get this room for 4 people. There are 3 people, and they arrive into the room and see a fourth person stuff. They've already given this room away to somebody, but we do not see who is the mystery person in the room. Sasha, what are we thinking for the fourth roommate? Let's talk
So I
about it.
rewinded and I, tried to watch in slow motion to see if I could at least get like a monogram because the luggage felt like it was monogrammed, but
Uh-huh.
I couldn't feel they had blurred it. So I couldn't find anything. So I'm excited. Like, is it a and I have not looked up any spoilers.
Same.
This is
I'm
all
not spoiled.
speculation. Yeah. And I like I said, I didn't even know that Armin character. So because I
Oh,
like
no.
truly
I
don't
looked
want to
him
be
up I
spoiled.
looked him up immediately because we need to know if Mindy, you
I know.
playing?
Yeah, yeah,
Cause
yeah.
look, cause look, not to bring up race again, but
No, you're
even
right.
Whitney got a black boyfriend again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
potentially,
I didn't wanna say it. You have to say it.
potentially. You know, I'm just saying, like, you
I
know,
couldn't say it. That's all.
maybe I'm just saying, maybe
Yeah.
people heard the rumblings. That's all.
Mhm. No, 'cause it was getting a little bit much on this show, where every character was you think, please, okay, be a little bit more serious about what actually happens on college campuses, especially on PWIs and how
Ooh,
actually
especially on
segregated
people.
it can
Yeah,
be.
because it gets
Uh
very segregated. Let's no, that's a whole different conversation.
Yes. So, it's same for me. I had no Indian friends before I went to college,
Yeah.
which is so funny.
But then it's like when you
And
get to
now
college, you have nowhere else to turn because you gotta find the people
yeah.
that are most like you know? So, man, look,
Mhm.
it's a larger
Yep.
conversation, you know?
Anyway, but yeah, so I it's interesting. I'll just say that. And to all in all to say, like, leave us your speculation. If you're not spoiled, maybe if you know who's coming, like just say that you're excited or not, if you know who's coming. But if you don't know who's coming, leave us your speculation on what do you think is happening. Do you think it's like a completely new person?
Well, I wanna explore some options, okay?
Okay,
Do you
yes.
do you I do not think it's a completely new person.
Yeah, okay, that's where I am too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so of the people we have, who is your number 1 that you think this could be
I
or want
beg
this
it's
to be?
Leela, right? Like,
You
that's
want it to
my
be Leela.
fan fiction, but I just
Okay.
don't know if that luggage says Leela.
It's giving Leela, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was giving Leela. I think Jocelyn is too small, like, they're just not gonna give her that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I just think Leela, like, because they give Leela a whole fashion show, you know what I mean?
She's a queen. She's really doing some big things on the
Yeah.
campus because
S
underwear model fashion show on a college campus is wild. That's a wild decision from
Honestly, I
the
love that for us. Yeah,
You're like, "Me,
but
us."
Yes, yeah. But either way, it's just, that's what, like, I wish, but maybe because if it's a new character, would they introduce them episode 3 just for, only
I don't
7 more episodes?
I mean, I don't think it's a new character, but I do have some options for you. You wanna
Okay,
hear
please. Yes,
my
of
2
course.
theories? Okay. The first one you're not gonna I don't think you're gonna like either of these, okay, number 1. Number 1, I think there's a non-zero chance that this is Taylor. I think
Okay,
that
that's what I thought at first, right? Because we
yeah.
got the especially the lesbian storyline. That's
Well,
why.
yeah, because you would be replacing a one queer character for another queer character. Obviously, it would be a one for one, probably in that
Mhm.
sense. But also, we know that this would be somebody that maybe needs to be under Bella's watchful eye. She claims that she wants to
Yeah.
be a good example and to show people not to make these mistakes. And clearly, Taylor has some growing to do. And so, maybe that way, they can even culturally even get to know each other a little bit better. So I was thinking that was
I
an
mean, the
option.
fact that you're making, like, a woman of color, like, babysit anyway,
Well,
but I will have feelings.
she signed up to babysit. Nobody asked Bella to take that job.
I know, but I'm just saying, come on.
She
We gotta
again,
figure something
Bella
out here.
can't tell that bullshit to us and then be mad when
Ugh.
they ask her to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But to
I
make her
think
you can't bring your work home. That's my point.
she's
And
in the
Bella has to
residence
share
life.
a room with this person.
She always just sharing a hallway with her. She already that's her job.
Ugh, I unfortunately think you're correct, but
Yeah,
still.
I don't think she can get out of this if they decide to do it.
Do we
I can
see
see
any
it
British
happening.
flags?
No, I actually didn't, and I was looking. So here's the other thing.
Okay, okay, please.
We didn't talk about this person at all.
Oh.
There's a new girl on the soccer team, and I think that the new girl on the
yes!
soccer team might be moving in.
That
And here's
you know what? Yes. Okay.
and here's why.
Yes.
Because we came into this when I talked to you about season 1 and 2, we talked about it at the same
Yeah.
exact time. We came in it and we were like, Whitney kind of the least interesting woman on the show. Like Kimberly got all the hot guys.
Yes.
You know, like even despite that Whitney was in a real ass like affair with a married man, it still wasn't enough to outweigh Layden and even Bella and her craziness, right? But now she's got a rival on the soccer team.
Yeah.
And this
Fair.
woman not only is like stepping into her territory on the soccer field as far as like position wise, she's giving her tips. She seems to be a little bit better than Whitney. And if we don't know anything else about Whitney, we know she's very competitive. And so I was like, if we have to look at the board of people that we already have, we don't even talk about that woman.
This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why.
Hey man, we went through our whole review and didn't even mention that storyline.
Yeah.
And I know that, and I know why.
Because I wrote it in my thing.
But that's the thing. Yes. It's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It doesn't move the plot at all. Unless you make it move the plot. I think she's coming in the house. I think that's our one.
And you know what? The luggage maybe would make sense. Like, it felt very like preppy, but chill and
and we don't know nothing about that girl. It's been 2 episodes. Yeah. We've seen her twice, and I don't think we even heard her name. And so
only Willow has like been like, oh, she lined up at the same position as you.
Yeah, like, and that's like, why do y'all keep showing us if it's not going to matter? And
but so that's crazy to live with the freshman. But yes.
Yeah, or is she a freshman or is she a transfer? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it could really be something like that. And they did force their way into the squad. So I mean, it could be a freshman. I don't think beggars can be choosers at that point.
Yeah, like, okay. You know what? Actually, that's the one I like the best.
Yeah. So those are my 2 theories. I came in like I was like, I'm saving this to the end.
Taylor was my original, but then it's just when she said the sober thing, it's just I felt like it was too close to have her also share a room.
Right. Even with like, you know, that she's trying to have a life of sobriety. I don't think you put her in a room with drinkers. You know, like,
and especially the craziest one of them all.
Right. Even though she's trying to present herself as responsible, we know that we know that ain't Bella's life. And so
that's what I want to hold there.
Yeah. So I was thinking Taylor. My first instinct was like the mouth drop that I would have if Taylor walked in, right?
Yeah.
But from a story standpoint, we do have a character that's just like wandering around with nothing to do.
That's exciting. Another Asian character.
Yeah. No, this would be cool. This would be cool. Those are my thoughts. But again,
I like it. Now that y'all have like options, just say why Chappelle's right. Fine.
No, because this could very well be somebody else, right? It could completely be a new person.
It can't be new. You're right. Like that's what I was like. I just cannot be new.
We get new characters all the time on this show. They love throwing random.
I low-key was like, is it a boy? Because that would be hilarious.
That would be. Or maybe somebody non-binary, because that would be interesting as well, right? Because like, what is the rumor situation with that? And I don't really know how college campuses have been like handling that. I haven't been. I don't even work in like that area of student affairs anymore. So it's like so I don't really know how they've been tackling that. But I think it would be very interesting if they brought in a new character with like some type of like, you know, like interesting thing about their living habits that would make it like fun to tackle a social issue, but also. There is a woman who's walking around here getting on Whitney's nerves and nobody's talking about it. Whitney has not even told anybody in her household. She hasn't told her friends that she's a new girl. So like, how do we address it? Make her address it. The girl's moving in. That's my guess.
I like it. Put it in the comments, y'all.
Yeah, because we won't talk about the show again for 2 weeks.
Yes. Let's say if you're gonna be in Houston, we'll talk about it there with you. Tell us. Okay, hit us up. Let us know. But if not, it's fine. We will be back in 2 weeks to talk more the sex lives of the college girls, which I'm so excited. And I think it's sex lives of the college girls. I don't know why I keep saying the sex life like a boomer. Anyway.
Let me look it up. I'm going to look it up. It's sex lives of college. No, it's the sex lives of college girls. There's one the.
So I just added. Oh, look at me.
Yeah, Miss Boomer. Sooner.
Yes. Thank you. Till I die. No, I'm just kidding.
Till you tea with your daughter.
And then I will come and haunt you. Like when I die, I will be haunting
up.
You. Yeah, watch. I watch what I do to you. Me just dropping random other fraternity memorabilia in your house.
I don't know them. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, watch. But either way, thank you everyone for listening. Listen, if you enjoyed our ridiculous podcast, which we hope you did, leave us a 5-star review. We know scripted TV to know we're here and we've made it, and then you're listening. So go over to We Know Scripted TV on Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. It would really help us out. It would make the boss man know that y'all are here for us. All right. So please help us out. Do that. And subscribe to all the feeds. Y'all know what it is. And subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching us, and leave us a like, a comment, all of those good things. We're trying to get more people, all right, to listen to us. And with that, Chappell, where can the people find you?
People can find me online at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms, and also follow, of course, Recap Kickback on YouTube, youtube.com/@RecapKickback to keep up with all we have going on. We dropped 2 podcasts this week. One discussing Drake's legal issues, Kendrick Lamar's new album. We talked about Wicked, and we talked about Rhythm and Flow season 2 on Netflix with our special guest, 8Ball Bangers, our very own Isaiah. And then then I had the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. People on to talk about It's in the Game, Madden NFL on Amazon Prime Video, the new documentary that they dropped. And so those 2 podcasts are out, and we'll have much more coming as well on recapkickback.com. Check it out, subscribe to the podcast, and make sure you leave us some 5-star reviews as well, and some comments, all that good stuff. Click like on the video, show some love, and then make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. What about you, Sasha?
Yes, of course, I'm also talking all celebrity gossip, everything trending online. If you want to know why something's trending, you need to check out Mess Magnets with Kirsten McKinnis and I. And listen, we're currently looking for all the sex lives of college girls. We are looking for the hottest guy in 2024. So if you know who that is, make sure you go to tinyurl.com/messmagnets. Fill out the form. Put in your submission. You don't want to miss it, all right? So please help us out. Put in your submission. Check out Mess Magnets on messmagnets.com to see everything we're talking about. We also talked about Wicked and Drake's ass. And we talked about mom talk drama. More swinging mess has come out, all right? So you need to check all of that out. And of course, I talk to your favorite reality TV stars about their favorite scripted shows right here on We Know Scripted TV with Mike Bloom. So check out TV for real. And of course, I just wrapped up Dancing with the Stars with Matt Lagori and Brandon Donlin. So it was really fun. Check out the RHAP is a Podcast YouTube channel for that, and for everything else I'm doing. Just, y'all find me on the social medias. Blue Sky, that's where I'm starting to be. So with that, thank you everyone for listening. Bye.